Wow. So this is the first live that I've attempted. I did one earlier as a test. I don't know how well it went, but Facebook tells me there were 29 people that read it. So I read it, watched it, which was awesome. Ooh. I'm just having a coffee here, and I thought that I would, in between this one and my next meeting, sort of get started and think about what I'm going to do with this page, where it's going, and all that stuff. So no one's here at the moment, so I'm literally talking to myself, which is good. But hopefully you'll see this later on in your feed if you're watching this as a boosted video, or you may see it on YouTube or something strange like that. But anyway, this is just a short one. I wanted to talk a little bit about what the project is that I'm working on. It's called Hypergrowth. It's got a weird name. I haven't thought of a better name yet, but I like that name. And hyper means targeted or focused. So you could just call it focused growth. In this day and age, there's a lot of stuff on the internet about how to get more leads, how to collect more names, and how to get your message in front of the right people. But proper growth happens through relationships. And I think the social part of social media, people are not really getting, and don't really understand it. So how do you do that? Well, I think it begins with understanding who you're trying to talk to and why you're trying to talk to them. That's the first thing. And over the next couple of weeks on this page, I'm going to outline a strategy that I've developed that talks about how you hone in on what that big core problem is that your audience has, and how you can be of service to them in the most impactful and meaningful way. So if you're a big enough business, you'll know that branding is the key to any kind of success in marketing. But what is branding really? To me, branding is building an authentic and legitimate connection with people who trust you. And that trust is predicated on the quality of the product, perhaps, or on the nature of the relationship itself. What I want to kind of address in this short video is, how do you do that in this day and age with so much skepticism, so many ads, and so much airplay being taken up by scarcity? Well, you do it through what I like to think of as an abundance mindset. And I'm not getting all spooky and spiritual here. I'm just thinking of it this way, that if you start to show people that you actually have some value in the market, and that you're there to help them to establish their core identity, as it were, in who they are, and help them reach their goals. So I have this framework, which I like to think of it this way. If people have desires, they're looking for opportunities, they have problems, and they have aspirations. Which one of those things or which combination of those things are you helping people with? So if you know, for example, what the main issue is, and you're speaking to that issue, like perhaps the issue is, how do I grow my business in a way that doesn't kill me? Or how do I manage customer churn properly? Or how do I design my marketing in such a way that I don't lose my authenticity at scale? And the way that you do that is by showing up regularly and communicating to people in an authentic way. How not to do it? You don't do that by sitting here and telling people that you're great and wonderful, and that you're awesome, and that you're the best thing that's ever happened to them, or anything of that nature. What you do is you tell people, listen, this is what I do, and this is who I am. That's your values, right? What you stand for and what you stand against. Moving on from that, you begin to open up authentic communication channels and authentically talk to people. What I see companies doing wrong in this social media space, let's just call it digital business growth, because that's why companies are on social media. They want to grow and grow authentically and all that stuff. What I think is missing is that understanding of the genuine human connection, or what some marketers call a bond, or I don't like the word bond because it's a little spooky, but that connection that you have with people. These days, and if you look at any of the documentation on Facebook about building a marketing presence, the first thing they say is this, usually this: we want businesses to be able to communicate to their friends and family. I want them to communicate as if they were communicating to their friends and family. So that means authentic communication, real communication. But what do we see? We see people talking about things like cost per lead. And look, don't get me wrong, metrics are important. The framework of metrics are very important in any kind of setting. You've got to know your numbers, but at the same time, that's not how you use these platforms to the best ability. The number one trick here is to understand who you're talking to and why they should listen to you, because now they have the option not to listen. And if you're into branding and say you're a major corporation, like an incident that I saw recently was involving a burger of some sort, and maybe one day I'll post the video, the audio that I've got of that conversation, where a particular customer wasn't happy about the way in which they had been treated in store. They were a vegan or vegetarian, and they were lied to about the nature of a burger that they bought. Consequently, felt bad afterwards, realizing that it wasn't what they thought it was. No one in the social media circle, when they were approached, did anything but try to push more feedback, and they didn't actually want to have a conversation on how that person felt. It was a huge missed opportunity to demonstrate to the community that they actually care about their customers. So that's one way of looking at it. And another way of looking at it is that you're not really on social media to effectively drive sales as such, although that's part of the strategy. Obviously, that's what you want to do. You're there to build that authentic relationship. And from that relationship leads to a bigger relationship, which is you now become a customer or client of that business. So anyway, just like be authentic, be real, and be yourself. And that brand identity that you have should come through. Don't try to fake it. People know when you're faking it. They know, they can see straight through that. And creating controversy for the sake of controversy is a waste of time, right? So anyway, just some thoughts in this first live. There'll be many more of these over the next, I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 a day if I can. And I'm having coffee. This is a cup that one of my kids gave me. It's got cats on it. It's freaking awesome. And but we don't have decent coffee at this university for some strange reason. But if you have any questions, almost forgot the whole point of this. If you have any questions or you want to talk to me about this, comment below, or if you're seeing this video on YouTube or any other platform, just comment and I will respond to that comment. Ultimately, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with this channel, and I would like to talk to more people about their own experiences with authentic marketing, especially if you're running a business and you want to have a conversation of that nature. Put a message in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, have a great day. I'm going to end this here because I've been talking to myself for 7 minutes, and I'm just keen to see where this leads, and hopefully it'll lead to something awesome and something that will become more useful for the community and more useful for me. All right, until next time, stay real and stay positive. Cheers.